Hi everyone, this is take two. I'm Lorraine Cohen. I'm known as a soul power coach, self-love expert, and a quantum energy healer. And I am so thrilled to be with you today for Sacred Soul Sunday. And I want to thank my soul sister, Mia Signs, for always including me in your fun projects. And I'm delighted to be a part of this today. I just finished a series here on Facebook called 10 Days to Healing Your Body with the Power of Your Mind. And I want to share some of the points that came up from that particular project. And I've got a bunch of notes here, so you'll bear with me because there's a lot that I want to cover for you. And I want to do it in a way that I can see what I'm talking about so I stay on track with you. I'll be sharing some of the key points because one of the things that, when we get into the last month of the year, it's a great time to do a lot of mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual detoxing so that we can become ready and prepared for what the new year is bringing us. And one of the reasons why I decided to create that series is as I have noticed some of the conversations here on Facebook and certainly conversations that I have seen on other social media sites, conversations I'm having with people, and also just looking at the types of explosions, if you will, the mental and emotional explosions that have been going on, not just from this election, but also for quite a number of years. It's an indication of the kinds of energies that we've been holding inside of our hearts, inside of our bodies, that if it's not being released in healthy ways, it's coming out in explosions, and it's also manifesting things in our body that we don't want. So because I think that the holidays can be such a stressful time, and I'll be referencing this again, it's a good time to start paying attention to what you're giving energy to. So I want to start off with just doing a little bit of a brief guided process. It's a way for us to come together heart to heart, soul to soul, and mind to mind. So what I invite you to do is just put your attention on your breath and start by taking a few nice deep breaths. Slow, deep breaths, breathing in through your nose. Breathing out through your mouth. And we'll do that for a few cycles. Some of you are getting ready to go to bed. Some of you are just getting up. Some of you are in the middle of your day. And some of you may be listening to this recording at another time. So using our breath is a great way to come back into the body and get connected to our hearts. And let's just hold the intention of breathing in love and breathing out love out into the world to everyone and everything. Love is our nature. It's not something that we have to be. We already are. It is the most powerful healing energy ever. And it is alive within each of us. So let's hold the intention of connecting with all of our brothers and sisters around the world in love as we prepare to jump into today. I always love to do that. So just gently allow your eyes to begin to open, or you can keep your eyes closed and just listen. I want to start with the power of your thoughts, because the first place that we manifest anything, the first place that anything takes form is in our thoughts. And I'm just tuning into what I'm feeling guided to say right now. I just got an email from one of my clients who wants to start working with resentments. This is something I'm going to be talking about today. And without realizing it, our thoughts are so incredibly powerful. Sometimes we don't even realize the extent of the power of our own thoughts. If you've been working with the law of attraction and you know that it's important to be putting your attention on what it is that you want to be creating. But a lot of times we don't realize that by being somewhat unconscious, what we're putting our attention on are things that we don't want. So one of the things that I always encourage people to start paying attention is tune into yourself during the course of the day. Where are your thoughts going? What are you putting energy in that you're actually putting out into the universe to manifest and come back to you? We are going through incredible energy shifts right now. Our bodies are doing a lot of detoxing, and we're releasing on so many levels and coming into different levels of alignment. So the more that you pay attention to your thoughts and your words, I'm going to be talking about that a little bit more in just a few seconds. That is what you are energizing and creating moment to moment without realizing it. So it's so important to become conscious and aware of what it is that you are giving energy to throughout your day. Are you thinking of things that are lifting your heart, that are nourishing you? And I don't mean that we go through the course of our day and make like everything is la, 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 because the reality is that we're human beings and we do have reactions to things. Where we get stuck is revisiting and rehashing and recycling things over and over and over and over again so that we never really let anything go. All we're really doing is stuffing it somewhere deep inside. And as I said just a few moments ago, if we're not releasing things in healthy ways, we're going to be stuffing it inside for our bodies to use in ways that we don't want. So that leads me now to one of my favorite things to talk about, and that is the power of your words. What I invite you to do is to listen to some of the statements that I am reading off and see which ones you relate to that might be ones that you say a lot. Okay. This person or situation is a big pain in the butt or in the neck. I'm starving to death. My head is killing me. This person or situation makes me sick, or you make me sick. This person or situation is driving me crazy. I can't stand this anymore. I am. The words that you say after I am is shaping your reality. I'm sick and tired of. I need a break. So why do I mention these kinds of statements? Because we're actually, the more that you continue to say those statements, the more that you think those statements, you're giving a message to every cell in your body to create what it is that you're calling forth. I shared on the series about a woman that I had worked with who was working at a job that she was very unhappy with. She was also in a relationship that she was not happy with. And in the course of the conversations that I had with her, she also let me know that she had been dealing with some illnesses for a period of time. And we started talking about where her thoughts were, where her words were, and here she was reiterating over and over and over again, I'm sick and tired of this, I can't stand this anymore. And of course, doesn't it make sense? It was no surprise that she was literally, because of her thoughts and her words, that she was inviting her body to use those energies to create illness for herself. And when she started to understand what she was programming into her body and started to change those words and those thoughts, then her life began to change because she started feeling better. She started having more energy to look at what it is that she really, really wanted. She looked at her relationship. saw that there were some things about it that she needed to change, and there were opportunities for that to happen. So unconsciously, we're creating our reality all the time. So I'm wondering, of the list that I shared with you, which ones resonated that might be ones that you're ready to start changing, to program into your body something else. Worth considering, yes? So another thing that I wanted to talk about are the top 3 thought patterns that commonly cause disease in the body. Anger, huge. Resentments, and guilt. I've shared often that I came to a point in my life where I realized that if I didn't start making some changes in my life, I was going to grow up to be a very angry, old, and bitter old woman, because I was filled with so much anger and rage. And a lot of that I had been carrying around for a very, very long time. And I started embarking on a new journey in my own life, which led me to the work that I do now with helping people to really clean up their inner world so that their outer world is a reflection of more joy, more love, more abundance, and deeply connected with their spirit. And I've certainly been on that personal journey myself for 3 decades. So several years ago, when I received a cancer diagnosis, I was surprised, because I firmly believe that at the genesis of all disease is a connection to mental thought patterns and repressed emotions. And if you've ever read Louise Hay's reference, one of the things that she also talks about is those 3 things in particular: resentments, anger, and guilt, can fester and boil inside of the body that turns your inner environment more of a breeding ground for tumors and cancers and physical pain and all the types of things that make life difficult and frightening. And while she recommends working mostly with the mental approach, I feel that the combination of mental and emotional healing is absolutely critical, because underneath so much of the anger and the guilt and the resentments are emotions that are getting stuffed down. So I want to share with you a practice that I shared on the 10 Days series, and it's something that I myself worked with. And I have to say that I was really surprised, because, as I said, I do a lot of inner work. And I started looking at the amount of resentments that I might still be holding on to. And one of the things that I recommended in the series as an exercise is to take out a piece of paper and to date it and to review throughout all of your life. Look at every hurt, every annoyance, every slight, every indignation, everything that made you angry, everything that still has a charge to it, still has an emotional charge, that when you think about it, you still get some sort of a reaction. That's an indication of something that's still being held in the body over time. And the longer that we hold things, the longer the body is impacted by that energy. You know, if you've ever walked into a room where there's been an argument and you can literally feel the energy of the tension in the room. Now imagine what that could be like inside of your body, to have that energy swirling that has not been released in a healthy way, and then gets layered over time, day in, day out, year after year, year after year. I see so many people on Facebook talking about the health issues that they're dealing with, or people in their lives who are dealing with health issues. And this has become, for me, an area that I am working very closely with people. Not only is it because of my own personal experiences, it's because of the commitment that I have to all of you to have the greatest life, the healthiest life, the most joyful and abundant life that you can possibly have. Because when you're feeling good, because we're all connected, we're all benefiting from that. That's one of the ways we lift each other up. And it takes chops to turn back the curtain and be willing to look a little bit more deeper inside, or even much, much deeper inside, to see what's going on beneath the surface that is creating, or potentially creating, or exacerbating a current situation that you have the power, magnificent master that you truly are, have the power to turn around and work with and change your internal reality. So I did this exercise with myself, and it took quite a while for me to write down everything that I could think of. And I was shocked. I came up with over 200 resentments. I really broke it down. And I could see, because of what I believe that contributed to my health situation, as well as guilt that contributed. And I know that when I feel things, I feel them very deeply, very powerfully. So I can imagine what I have been sitting on inside of my body for a long, long, long time. And I felt so grateful to have taken the time to do that exercise so that I could release what was happening in my body. Because for me, that was an act of self-love, to love myself, to look inside at some of the dark places inside of myself. That is not who I am. That is not who you are. You are this incredible being of love and light. And all of these things that you may be holding on to is not who you are. And one of the greatest gifts that you can give yourself is having the courage to do the inner work for yourself, to free yourself from those energies, so that your heart opens even wider, so that you can be this incredible and beautiful presence you already are and are so needed in this world. How do we heal resentments? With compassion, with forgiveness. And even if at the beginning you're unable to feel in your heart that level of forgiveness, just the willingness to start, just the willingness to be open to that forgiveness to happen is a good first step. And from there to build and be able to have that love blossom inside of your heart, because it will happen. What I've also encouraged people to do is to do clearing before you go to bed every single night, because during the course of your day, I've noticed this myself, people are always working for us, right? So I certainly notice during the course of the day little triggers that go on where I have a little reaction, and I immediately go into that place of forgiveness, because in my heart I believe that everybody is showing up to their very best. Sometimes our best is not our best, but it's the best that we can be in any given moment. We need to forgive ourselves for that. So consider that exercise, because it's a powerful one and it's such a loving one to do for yourself. And the last point that I wanted to cover, because I'm also going to be doing a little process with you. I love doing processes with you because I believe that information is great and having an experience is greater. So the two combined, I love that. So I'm going to do that for you. So you want to stay tuned. So here's the last thing that I want to share with you. And I had an aha this morning that this is something I need to look at myself again. You know, we teach what we most need to learn, right? Okay, so the last point that I wanted to cover is, do you know that you're here for a big mission, but you're still afraid to step into it? If I had $1 for every time I have gotten a spiritual nudge telling me that, and have taken several breaths along the way. This year, one of the things that I shared with my community is that I was owning my divine badass because I am absolutely ready to step up and break out in a much, much bigger way. And I have absolutely done that. I'm continuing to do that. And I will tell you, it kicks up all sorts of things. And health is one of the things that people find themselves creating health situations. I was on a call with somebody recently who is ready to take her business out in a bigger way. And one of the things that she shared was that she was flat on her back. You know, we unconsciously create situations without realizing it when we get scared, because when you're much more visible, you're more vulnerable. And there can be a greater feeling of responsibility. Fear of success is a big thing for a lot of people because it's so life-changing. And sometimes it doesn't feel safe. So creating an illness that seems completely legitimate, right, is something that sometimes we will use in order to stay small or to manage. And so if that's something that you find yourself doing, one of the things that's so important is be loving and gentle with yourself. There's a part of you, probably a sweet little girl or boy inside who just needs some encouragement. And you get to decide how big you get, how far you go, how fast you go. And also to be so loving and nourishing with yourself. Because we're all called to shine in different ways. Some of us in bigger ways, to touch larger audiences, some in smaller ways, and making just as grand an impact. We don't all have to do it in the same way. Lots of change is happening in the world. And one of the things that becomes so incredibly important is what anchors you during the course of your day. What helps you to stay steady? What kind of community of support do you have to help you steady inside when you step out into some of these places that feel uncertain or unknown? Because that's the beauty of life. There's no such thing as a comfort zone. In order to continue to grow and to evolve, which is what we're here to do, and to be part of creating this amazing new world, there are times when we get shaky. We're human. So looking at who you surround yourself with and adding people as you need, professionals when you need them, is the smart and loving thing to do. So are you ready to have a little experience? How about a comment? Who's ready? Who's ready? I see you, Mia. I love you, my darling. Okay. So, some nice deep breaths again. Gently close your eyes and take some nice deep breaths. And just let everything that I have shared just settle in within you. So you'll have time to listen to this recording again. Took me a little while to tap into my inner team with that little glitch at the beginning. Okay. So putting your attention on your breath. Breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Letting your breath bring you more deeply inside. See or sense or imagine or intend a beautiful column of golden light that reaches several feet above your head. This light is connecting you to your higher self. It's connecting you to the energies of divine love. Divine love is the most powerful healing energy in the universe. It is the energies of the Creator. It is the creative life force energy of the Creator that emanates throughout the universe and throughout our physical bodies, throughout your physical body. This presence of the divine lives in you, as you, and through you. Throughout time, the presence of God's love has been the source of healing for all manner of illnesses and conditions, to reverse conditions that seem irreversible, and to dissolve conditions that seem solid and impenetrable. So with your intention, inviting the energies of divine love from the Creator to move down this column of light into the crown of your head, and using your breath to breathe that deeply into your body. See or sense these energies filling every cell, every organ, every muscle, every atom. Feeling yourself immersed in this beautiful energy of divine love from the Creator. You are so loved. You are so deeply loved, more than you can ever imagine. Rest into that for a moment. Feel that coming through your spirit. I can feel it coming through mine. You may be feeling a connection with Source right now. Breathe into that. The love that is reaching for you in every moment to hold you close, to comfort you, to heal you, to guide you, to love you. And in this space of connection, I invite you to rest into the following statements as if you were saying them to yourself. I embrace that the Spirit of God is the life force within me, continually renewing, restoring, and nourishing every cell in my body, and eliminating anything unlike itself. I am deserving of divine love's healing power, and I accept it now. Every cell in my mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual bodies are pulsating with divine love and lighting up with radiant health and vitality. I am vibrant, glowing, radiant, and strong. My immune system is strong and resilient, easily supporting my vibrant health. All of the systems in my body are working together optimally in perfect synergy. I am in a constant state of regeneration and rejuvenation with ever-increasing energy, vitality, and ageless, radiant beauty. I am constantly realizing more and more of my infinite body, mind, spirit connection and embracing its potential all the time. It's fun and easy to create, manifest, nurture, and sustain my physical body in a state of perfect unfolding health, superb condition, and flexibility. I stand strong in the knowing that my body is perfect and whole. I embrace my wholeness, knowing that healthfulness is the only reality and my true nature. I am a perfect reflection of God, and therefore I am whole, well, and in perfect health right now. And now take a few slow, deep breaths, breathing that throughout your body. Rest into that truth. Feel the resonance of those words. That is the divine in you reminding you of your capacity to see beyond the illusion of whatever shows up in your body, that you are more than whatever you see and experience because you are divine. I am filled with so much emotion right now as I feel the presence. Maybe you do too. Now begin to slowly stretch your body and open your eyes and smile. It has been my absolute pleasure to be with you today. I would love to hear your comments and shares from this video. And I invite you to join me in my Facebook group, 10 Days to Heal Your Body with the Power of Your Mind, and see the entire 10-day series and receive all the content. I also want to invite you that I have extended to everybody in the group a 60-day invitation to take anything from the series and to work with it for 30 days and to observe and let me know how you're doing with it. And at the end of 30 days, I'm awarding to 3 different people one 60-minute healing session with me. And I would love for one of them to be yours. So I'd love to hear from you. Let me know how this sharing resonated with you. If it's helped you, I always love to hear that. And if you'd like to learn more about me, you can visit my website, lorrainecohen.com. So from my heart to yours, may your holidays be full of love and ease and many, many blessings. And thank you for joining me today. It has been my pleasure to be with you. God bless.